Greetings everyone, and welcome to today's undressing of the D2 2020 release hosted by Bungie. I want to start this off by saying that I have absolutely loved Destiny. It might be obvious, but regardless of how I currently feel about Destiny 2 and what I'm about to say, watch this knowing that I have an eternal soft spot for this series. Destiny is a game that brought me and many of my friends together. Many of us knew every corner of D1 from top to bottom, and through the sometimes abysmal first year of D2, well into the Forsaken expansion, which is the best that Destiny has ever been. There, I said it. If you don't like it, you can go float with Oryx. I've heard he's somewhere in Pluto's orbit, and that his corpse makes for a great cuddle. So, why is it that I haven't really sat down to play this game for almost a year, and currently have no desire to do so? What happened between the Season of Opulence and now to keep me away from such a well-made game that I have so many fond memories of? Well, look no further than the professional dream crushers and serial heartbreakers themselves, Bungie, Lords of Chaos and Inconsistency. I'm kidding, of course. I grew up with Bungie and have a deep appreciation for them, usually. But since becoming a self-published entity, Bungie has struggled somewhat in the eyes of their hardcore fans, which is what I once was. Somewhere along the way, I became disinterested in the updates as a whole. The seasonal events slowly trickled out new content to players like an IV for patients in terminal condition, suffering from a lack of stuff to do. It's a good idea on paper, giving addicts a small, steady stream of new activities and rewards. The problem being that Bungie then framed that piece of paper, burned the one detailing how to properly execute these ideas, and tossed its ashes into the abyss. This lost them favor with me and others who shared that apathy. Once you fell behind in Destiny 2, it started to feel like you could be behind forever. Trending Reddit posts for Destiny are almost invariably detailing something a section of the community feels passionately negative about, followed by fans telling Bungie that it's all okay, they understand. This makes up roughly 90% of r/Destiny the game, with the other 10% being passable jokes and original content. In their recent announcement stream for the upcoming Beyond Light expansion, studio leads Luke Smith and Mark Goodnose detailed the studio's future plans, calling this a brand new era, showing a new destination in Europa, the birthplace of the Exos, the big bad Eramis, which directly translates to even more fallen houses. The footage shown was very standard Guardians running and shooting in slow motion so we can show off new weapons and armor. New location seems interesting, different at least. Looks good. Looks good. Wait, what's that at the end?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
God damn it, Bungie, you really know how to kill a good mood. I understand that you are self-funded now. Leaving the greasy clutches of Activision and the safety their funding offered was a courageous step, one that we all wish more developers had the freedom to take. But just once, I want to see a content drop that doesn't hinge on pre-order bonus weapons or skins that will inevitably be available to everyone in the future anyways. If I had any more patience for this nonsensical bullshit, then the most interesting piece of information emerges. Beyond Light will finally explore the darkness as a narrative and will be introducing it as a gameplay device, with Luke Smith calling it a brand new damage type that adds a lot to the universe, but that it's also going to be a lot of work, all of which sounds interesting with caveats. My fear being that the darkness will initially feel like this big new arrival. What worries me is that it will then simply be relegated to the same categories of balancing and game design. The darkness has always been Destiny's biggest, most ominous plot thread. Bungie runs the risk of showing too much of the monster, meaning that if players are subjected to the darkness as a constant presence, that it could lose its significance and could overall feel underwhelming when we look back at its implementation in the future. This is a reveal too big to be underutilized. This has been a plot point teased for 6 years. Luckily, there was also a list of promising details shared here as well. Destiny 2 will be updated to support 4K 60 FPS performance. Players upgrading to new platforms can do so on this game for free. They're working on true crossplay and promising new destinations, not reskins or asset flips, for all 3 of their upcoming expansions. Those 3 expansions being Beyond Light in 2020, The Witch Queen in 2021, and Lightfall in 2022. You'll notice that both of the coming year's expansions are tagged for Destiny 2. The good news being that Bungie at least seems to plan to explore this part of the Destiny universe for 3 years. also confirming that players will be on Destiny 2 and not Destiny 3 for much longer than they were with the first entry.
And if it's not clear, we are all in on Destiny 2.
Thank God for that statement. The only thing Bungie is worse at than releasing new games is consoling the shattered spirits of fans after decimating their attempts to consistently enjoy this one. The Bungie leads then explained that they faced a grim choice: start a new sequel from the ground up in order to create a more expansive game, or continue to build within D2 and retire older content, as the file size for Destiny 2 already makes it visible from space. They opted for the latter, and a tsunami of salt ensued. Sunsetting has already become a hot topic of debate in this community, and it is certainly the safer bet financially for the studio. Still, it was interesting to see them double down and ignite a dumpster explosion of new internet complaints. I applaud Bungie for sticking to their guns and committing to a strategy despite the controversy, and... hold on. What's that? The subreddit is in flames? With everything from people explaining that sunsetting content will invalidate their time investment and kill their future enjoyment, to other users pleading that their favorite activities not be removed? Oh ho ho ho. Well then. Hey guys, ultimately, I just want what's best for Destiny as a series. I want to support Bungie. If they prove me wrong and Beyond Light is Forsaken-like in quality, I will eat all of my doubts and criticisms and be happier for it. In this case, I would very much like to be wrong. So anyways, just in conclusion, let me know what you guys think of this video format. I know that it's a little bit different, so just kind of curious. And also, are people expecting much from Beyond Light, and do you still play Destiny? If so, why or why not? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.